What's up guys and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is actually quite different. I'm going to Bordeaux today. I'm going to go and work in a completely different environment which I think will really kickstart my creativity and kind of get me back into the head zone of creating again. So I'm traveling alone, I'm going to be there for a couple of days and I thought why not bring you along with me. Here is where I'm staying. Also, how funny is this bath? Look at the size of it. I mean, I am 4'11", so is there really a better me-sized bath than that? I mean, I really don't know. One of the reasons that I actually chose this Airbnb was because I could have a bath and look out the window at the same time. That is just, to me, absolute goals. Hey. What's really nice as well is that this is the first time I've ever really like traveled alone properly. It feels really liberating, and it's funny because recently I've been feeling quite lonely, which I've realized is actually incredibly common, and I thought I was the only person who felt that way, and I'm not. But somebody please make it make sense. I get lonely, but I also love to be alone. Make it make sense. I'm feeling actually really proud of myself. Not only have I arrived here safely on my own, that's great, but also keeping in mind my French is about, I don't know, standard grade level? No, it's not, that's generous. Maybe like, I probably have the speaking age of an average like 7-year-old here. I did manage to communicate with the waitress in the last cafe I was in, who did not speak much English at all, and I was fine. I did check a couple of words, but that's cool. Google Translate is not, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine, you've got to use it. And yeah, I'm surprising myself, you know, I really am. Yes, it is a bit of a mess, but this is where I'm going to be making the preset pack. I'm so excited. And I've decided to use this dartboard to help me select which instrument I'm going to be programming. Essentially, if I, not that I've ever done darts in my whole life, but if I throw a dart and do a dart, play a dart, I don't know. If I dart and it hits the 4, then that means I'll do a snare. If it hits the 1, I'll do a kick, whatever. That's how I'm gonna play it. I'm literally having to Google how to pull a cork, like how to use a corkscrew. This is so embarrassing, but I've got it in, but like, what do I do now? Because not all of them look like this. With some of them you can just kind of pull, or at least lift the arms up, and that kind of, you know, releases the corkscrew. This is the first time since I've arrived here where I just feel like I shouldn't be in France, because this is like genuinely laughable to a French person, I'm sure, but I just cannot fathom how I open it. The types of wine that I drink, if I drink wine, which is quite rare, but if I do, it is not one that has a cork in it. It is a screw top.
Most beverages are easy to open. However, opening the average wine bottle requires skill and some specialized equipment.
I clearly don't have either of those things.
Sometimes the cork doesn't emerge completely. You may need to grasp the cork with your hand to wiggle it up and out. We suggest that you grab a wine key and practice. Once you perfect,
I don't have time to practice. I don't have time to practice.
is full. Opening the bottle.
Oh. Oh. We're getting there. It's literally got a curve in it. Come on. Excuse the towel, but I just, like, my attempts of this were just too funny not to record. What the hell? Where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? Hey! Everyone has to start somewhere. Good morning. So last night after I eventually got that wine bottle open, what a trial that was. I opened Logic and got into Faceplant for the first time in my trip, and I made a bass, which I actually think is so good for one. I'm definitely going to put it in the preset pack. I think it's really cool. It's a kind of bass that I've wanted to make but haven't been able to make so far. And what's really interesting to me about this is that I actually got this preset, I actually got this sound by just fiddling around, literally just playing, whereas usually I approach presets and I'm trying to be a bit more calculated. I'm trying to be like, okay, what do I want it to sound like? Let's break down the sound, let's write some notes about the words that come up for me when I think about that sound, and is it just, you know, can I just hear one oscillator? Can I hear more than one? What's the layering like? You know, I'm asking myself all of these questions, but with this bass, I literally just was like, what happens if I do this? And what happens if I add that? Today I think I'm gonna go towards the river and I'm gonna go and just have a stroll around there. There is a vegan patisserie here. Yesterday, I went to a cafe which does vegan milk, and I had prepped, I'd learned to say Café au lait de soja. She said in French, I have au instead, and I was just like, mate, I've got no idea what you've just said. And then she just got out a carton of Oatly, and I was like, ah, c'est bon, bon. But anyway, I'm looking forward to going to this patisserie today because if I just ask for a coffee, they'll give it to me with vegan milk, and I don't really care which one it is, unless it's almond or coconut or pea. I'm so close to taking off these Air Force Ones and doing just that. They stacked it. They stacked it. Wet bottoms everywhere. That's a sign. I'm not gonna risk it. No, you really do only live once. Oh my gosh, it's so cold. Did it! If there's like a tiny bit in me that's like, no, go on, do it. You're not gonna, you don't live here, like make the most of it. And yeah, I'm really glad I did that. I didn't take my tripod out with me, so forgive me if it's a little shaky. Obviously, sort out the only vegan patisserie in Bordeaux, and I didn't really think my order through. Like, I'm thrilled with it, but I've got an iced matcha latte with soy milk and a matcha and almond cookie, so it's like double matcha overload. Matcha is just my favourite. If something comes in matcha, best believe I'm eating it. I feel like I've completed my French induction now because I have officially walked through the city with a baguette in my bag. I mean, I don't mean to like stereotype people, obviously. I'm taking a little break because, you know, the girls out there who do not have a thigh gap, you'll know that being in the hot weather is not easy. The key has been created. I'm serious about this dartboard method. See, there we go. It's gonna work. 4 goes. And if none of them hit the dartboard, I'll just make it up. Wow, that's 2 on the floor, 1 on the wall, and 1 of them on the black. So, no, I'm not making it up. I'm committed to this method. Let me try again. So 4, a 3, a 13, and an 18. 1, a 4, a 13, and a 3. 1 kick, 4 percussion, 13 pad, and a 3 a hi-hat. That's what I'm making tonight. This is my travel setup. So I've got an M Audio Keystation Mini 32, my laptop, and very fortunately my boyfriend allowed me to borrow his headphones, which are way better than the ones I'd be using. I'd just be using little earbuds, and I know if I'd have used my own that I would have just needed to redo all of the work when I got back into my actual home studio, so thankfully these are much better. I know what's missing. I know what's missing. Ping pong delay. It's always a ping pong delay. Always. It turns out that 4 darts worth of presets is actually a little bit much, I think, for the length of time I gave myself. 2 were done, and then I'm gonna have to revisit again tomorrow. It's been nice as well to play around with some new sounds this evening, but also to revisit presets I made last year and just try and work with them a little bit more. Thank you for watching part 1 of this vlog. If you've liked this one so far, subscribe so you don't miss part 2.